Oliver, Uncle John Russell, born July 25, 1913 in Vincennes, Indiana, he died November 30, 1999 in Zephyrhills North, Pasco, Florida, where him and his wife are buried. In November 1935 he married Mary Lucille Hasty. They had 4 children. Without fanfare, or publicity, Uncle John's Kiddieland, one of Vincennes' most thriving enterprise, had its humble beginnings June 5, 1948. With only a small roller coaster, and a phonograph to furnish music, John Russell started his venture on a vacant lot across from Gregg Park on Niblack Avenue. 12 years later a 50-foot Ferris wheel had been added to the other 8 attractions on the lot. Uncle John's had almost become a standard word in the vocabulary of the youngsters of this community, however only by accident did the venture receive this name. Originally, since the roller coaster had been purchased in Hollywood, California, Russell had planned to call his venture, Hollywood Kiddieland. Before setting up operations a carnival was appearing in Vincennes, and Russell's nephew, knowing that his Uncle John was associated with the carnival business, told all his friends that the carnival was Uncle John's. It did not take much further encouragement for Russell to change the original name, or as Russell said, "What kid doesn't have an uncle?" Despite one move from its first location to its last location on North 6th Street just across from Kelso Creek Bridge, the enterprise has continued to grow. Owner and manager Russell is no stranger to the sawdust and tinsel of the traveling carnivals, having appeared in his first tent show when only 8 while traveling with his show people parents in Pennsylvania. His father John B. Russell appeared in an act playing basketball on roller skates, while his mother, the daughter of Ollie Pickering, the former big league baseball player, was appearing as a fancy and trick roller skater. Although born in Vincennes, Russell has spent most of his life away from here. At 16 he took a job with the carnival, which was then appearing at Washington Field here in Vincennes. His experience was to take him eventually with the Clyde Beatty Circus as a cage hand for several years. In 1933, he appeared with this show at Madison Square Garden in New York City. That year, by accident or bad luck, he left show business. He traveled from New York to Chicago to find employment at the World's Fair, which was then playing there. He could find no work, so he took a job in the steel mills. In 1935 he returned to Vincennes. To settle down as a permanent resident of Vincennes was not in the cards for Russell, although he had taken a job on the Vincennes police force. A change of politics found him without a job again. By this time the war had begun, so back to the steel mills in Gary. At the end of the war, the carnival was calling to Russell again. He took a job as a concessionaire with a carnival outfit. Owning his own concession in 1946 he was named assistant manager of the bluegrass shows, and in 1947 held the same position with Kraft's 20 Big Shows of California. It was in 1948 when he bought his first piece of equipment. This was the small roller coaster which he used to start his first operation here in Vincennes. In the summer of 1948, he played the fairs in California. Each year has seen the local enterprise expand. The next attraction after the roller coaster was a stable of ponies. He added these in 1950, the same year his father bought the miniature train. The merry-go-round was added in 1951, and the boat ride in 1953. In 1954 he sold the ponies, and purchased a larger roller coaster, and an army tank ride. In 1957 Russell moved from his first location to the present location on 6th Street, the next year he added a handcar ride for the tots. 1960 he added the giant Ferris wheel to attract not only the youngsters, but also the teenage crowds as well as mothers and dads, despite the purveyors of gloom who could not visualize a kiddie attraction flourishing in Vincennes. Uncle John's had continued to grow. The reasons for this growth are numerous. First, all rides are kept clean, and in first-class condition. Safety is almost a religion with Russell. Secondly, the kids have been given their money's worth, and lastly, the merry-go-round and Ferris wheel are universal attractions to kids of all ages. The Kiddieland was closed in 1967, and the Russells retired to Florida. I was so young when Kiddieland was up and running, I only remember going there one night. I rode the boat ride, that my brother Robert was operating at the time. I rode the train which I loved. I rode the handcars, I would have loved it too, but my niece wouldn't pedal hers, and I had to push her around the entire track. Its first location now sets Beard's mobile home sales, and its second location is a small strip mall. People that remember Uncle John's Kiddieland still talk about it today.